Hey guys, it's easy to feel like you're missing out when so many people in high school choose to drink or vape underage. And some of us who have done that, we start to wonder things like, well, why is this such a big deal? It's actually kind of this fun part of life. So some naturally think that God hates partying, others see it differently. So today, we're gonna dive into what does God really think of drinking and vaping in high school. This is a touchy subject, so I'm gonna take a bit more time in this video, and I hope that we can start an open-minded conversation about something that can be a really big game changer for so many people. So if you think that these kinds of topics are important, make sure that you give this video a thumbs up, like it, share it if you find it helpful. Okay, so I remember when I was a senior and it seemed like everybody was drinking, and it was kind of a bit of a stereotype, and this is totally unfair, but at the time it seemed like it was all the really pretty popular people that they were always drinking and partying. But the truth is that there were lots of people that were choosing to do that. And I was always able to find some friends that weren't really into partying, and we always felt this little bond, like we're the last ones remaining pure. Never mind how judgmental we became because, well, that's just another story. By the way, if you don't drink or you don't vape, that's not permission to look down your nose at someone because they do make that choice, even if it's not the best choice. Anyway, I remember the worst part was when I actually got to college and all those friends of mine who we all were bonding together, well, then they started drinking, even in the first few weeks of college, and that's when I felt really alone. And I kid you not, I was on the floor of my dorm room one day writing a song with my guitar while this party was raging in the other room. And I was writing about how lonely I felt and how all the FOMO and how emo is that, right? It was just a phase, so don't worry, we're good now. But I was so ready to just give up and go try it. Everyone else seemed to be doing just fine. Well, I think most people decide to drink or to vape underage because either their friends or the people that they want to be friends with are already doing that. And you want to fit in. You want to feel independent and grown up. Or maybe you're just really stressed out and you're trying to deal with all of those feelings. But usually, what we do is we put it into some fancy words that make us feel better about that choice. Instead of saying, yeah, we were slamming all those White Claws in my friend's basement due to peer pressure, we don't say things like that. We say things that make us feel sophisticated, like I was just having a good time. I was safe and with people that I trust. Sounds very responsible, right? Or, this is just part of high school. When are you gonna grow up and see that this is how the world really works? Sounds very mature and refined, right? Some people will even remind you, well, Jesus turned water into wine, and there's lots of verses in the Bible that say drinking can be a blessing. And the truth is they're right about that. Drinking can be a blessing, but it also can be a major curse. And there are just as many verses in the scriptures that warn about that. So instead of scaring you into not drinking or vaping underage, because that strategy worked so well for us in grade school, right? I want to share with you 4 reasons why life is actually better when you don't drink or vape underage. And I think number 4 is perhaps one of the most powerful ones for high school students. Number 1, you get to avoid unnecessary drama. Congratulations, you get to lower the drama level in your life because high school, let's face it, has enough drama already. You can minimize the drama with your friends, the drama with your significant other, the drama with your family, the drama with the law, the drama with your team, the drama with your scholarships, and you can do all of that simply by avoiding drinking or vaping underage. Let's face it, drunk people are more dramatic, and they have a history for doing some dumb things, right? Illegal activity tends to cause fear and stress and distractions from what matters most. In fact, drinking and vaping underage has been shown to make mental health worse over time. So just know, if you're gonna drink that, it's like you're drinking drama. If you're gonna hit that, it's like you're hitting drama. Paul wrote in Ephesians, "Do not get drunk on wine, which leads to debauchery." In other words, the problem is not the wine, the problem is not the substance, it's what the substance leads you to. So, if you want to avoid unnecessary drama in your life, avoid drinking and vaping underage. The second reason why life is better is your body and your brain are gonna thank you for not drinking and vaping underage. No one thinks, if I have one drink, I will keel over and die immediately. No one believes that. But when you drink or vape before your prefrontal cortex is fully developed, which some are saying is actually closer to age 25, you make it harder on your body and your brain to develop. Paul was writing to the Corinthians who lived in kind of the Las Vegas of the ancient world, and they were mistreating their bodies in lots of other ways. And he asked them this question: don't you realize that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit who lives in you and was given to you by God? You do not belong to yourself, for God bought you with a high price. So you must honor God with your body. See, your body is holy. If you follow Jesus, God's presence resides in you. Think about that. Your brain, your body, and even your soul will thank you for avoiding drinking underage. Number 3, this applies just to Christians. Even though many people would never blink twice if you drank or if you vaped during high school, you would be doing 2 things that would not be okay with God. The first one is you'd be breaking the law. The second is that you'd be losing your credibility. And the scriptures say that we Christians must submit to governing authorities. Because if you break the law, you're not only able to be punished by a secular government, you're not exactly shining a light into the darkness, you're actually contributing to the darkness. And your witness as a follower of Jesus is impacted by that. See, credibility is required for sharing the gospel and sharing God's love. So make sure that you keep yours and that you don't break the law. Okay, number 4, one of the best reasons why life is better when you don't drink or vape underage is that you do not have to be fake to win the approval of other people. You don't have to be controlled by the fear of missing out, and you don't have to hustle to get the attention of people that you want to like you. But then you discover this terrible thing, that after you've worked so hard to get their acceptance, they don't actually like you. They like that version of you that you faked. And that's loneliness on steroids. Once more, Paul said, obviously, I'm not trying to win the approval of people, but of God. If pleasing people were my goal, I would not be Christ's servant. And so don't change who you are to get that kind of acceptance. That is the opposite of acceptance. Remember who you are. Remember that you were made for more, and you need to be real if you want a life that is really great. I want to leave you with this piece of really good news. If you're watching this and you've done these things before, I want you to know that you are not too far gone for God. He has something that's way better for you right now. See, the alternative to drinking underage or vaping underage is not just sitting alone in your room by yourself playing checkers or whatever and just watching everyone's amazing story on Instagram. That is not the alternative. See, Paul says, don't be drunk with wine because that will ruin your life. Instead, be filled with the Holy Spirit. In other words, God is offering you the one and only thing that will make your soul full. The only thing that cures FOMO forever. The only thing that produces lasting peace even in the middle of stress. The only thing that matures a person faster and healthier than anything else on the planet. The Holy Spirit of God is being offered to you as a free gift right now. You don't have to sneak around to get him. You don't have to buy anything. You don't even have to do a religious ritual. You can simply, by faith, receive this free and amazing gift that comes by grace, the grace of Jesus Christ, his death on the cross, his resurrection from the grave. Thanks so much for watching today. There's so much more that could be said on a topic like this. Like I said, it's kind of a touchy subject. And videos like this, they always bring up, well, what about this situation? And what about that situation? So if you have a question or maybe you disagree with something, that's okay. Put it in the comments, let's talk about it. And if you found this video helpful, please take a second to subscribe and share the video and help us get the word out to others. See you guys.